Is that Dr. Javni Joybet, Mr. Remarkable?
Yes, this is Joybet right here.
Beautiful. The entire planet is listening to you, and my guest is listening to you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for having me. Please go ahead and let me know what you want me to talk about.
This morning you posted a topic on finance and love relationships. Would you please replicate what you did on Facebook, on Chatnite Africa, on Family Matters? We are listening.
All right. Yeah, I remember I just sat and a thought just came to my mind about the power of, having a partner that is financially responsible. I was actually writing a book on financial stability, and I just thought of the power of having, a partner that is financially responsible. And I just wrote that short article on Facebook, and I said, if you are dating or thinking of getting married or already married, one of the most important questions to ask is how financially responsible is your partner. This is important because from my experience and observation, most families end up broke and plunge into long-term poverty because of the partners who are financially irresponsible. It is not because people are not making money, but they are making money, but at the same time, they are financially responsible. And I gave some signs of a partner who is financially responsible. Number one, they constantly seek ways to make money. If you are financially responsible, one of the things that you keep on seeking is, how do I make more money? How do I become very diligent that I can make money for myself and the family? Number two, they save money and they think of buying assets, because if you don't keep money, you will not think on how to invest that money. Number three, they create budgets for everything that is important before they spend money. Number four, they make informed financial decisions. Then I also shared the signs of a partner who is financially irresponsible. Number one, they are okay with being lazy and not working. They like handouts a lot. Number two, they spend and they never think of saving. Number three, they practice impulse buying with no budget. And number four, they spend money from the place of emotions, like buying things to impress other people. So these are, things to understand. And I ended up by saying that this is not a relationship advice, it's a wealth creation advice. Because I was saying so intentionally because, families, there are so many problems that families get into that if you give them money, 95% of the problems will disappear, right? But if we start thinking about this intentionally from the dating phase to the engagement phase, even while in marriage already, I think that there will be a lot of change in our families. Yeah.
Dr. Joybet Njavnui.
We love Chatnite Africa.
Dr. Njavnui, Mr. Remarkable, you are still on the line, are you?
Yes, I'm right here.
Is this a conversation, money, a conversation people dating always have? If not, why not?
I think it's from the place of ignorance. I get to have a couple of, I run a mentorship program where I have a lot of young people, and we get to talk about relationships. And among the top three things that they hardly talk about in relationship is purpose, vision, and money. Many people don't talk about this during their dating phase. So they just talk about every other thing, your favorite color, where do you want to go for vacation, and all types of stuff. But they keep the foundational things that can lead to a long-standing green family, they get to ignore it. So I just think it's ignorant, and people need to start taking this discussion very serious. Because if you are, unlike getting into marriage and then you realize that your partner is a bad spender, or they have bad money habits and they spend money on anything, you start realizing, oh, my kids are going to struggle in school because the father is a drunkard and doesn't care, right? So those kind of things are important, and I think that people should be conscious about this kind of discussions during the dating phase.
Before I let you go, Dr. Njavnui, Mr. Remarkable, live from Houston, Texas, the question I'm going to ask you is, and it's usually a very controversial question, and after you're gone, I would like the most Ada of all Adas on the platform now to also respond or give what her opinions are. Now, it's about prenuptial agreements. If you were marrying a woman today, or if you saw somebody getting married to either a man or a woman, would you advise them to sign a prenuptial agreement?
This kind of question depends on where you're coming from. From my typical village Cameroonian setting, we didn't know those kind of things when we were growing up. Right? So they were not even in the discussion. So that is something I'm actually doing a lot of research on that, and I am still to come up with a personal point of view on that, because I feel that from the people who have spoken to, some of them have gone into that because of what their friends advise, and some have gone into that because of what they read on the newspaper, magazines, what's happening to other people. Some have gone into it because they have gone into new cultures. So the foundation, I think, is not yet well gotten. So from my perspective, I do not yet have that response. I just recently got married and we didn't have that kind of discussion, and because it's not part of our culture where we come from, as I and my wife were are concerned. So
Dr. Joy Benjamin, why has prenuptial agreements become a subject for discussion these days?
For now, I'll call it a trend, and maybe because of how do I call this? All these funny things happening around relationships. Somebody said the shortest thing on earth now is marriages. So, all of these things happening. And I think that it's coming up from a foundation. I was just talking to somebody who was saying that the most difficult decision now is to decide who to date, because nobody's trustworthy. Then I said, it is because we are coming from a perspective where the society is losing the values of what it truly means to be human. If people go back to just being kind, being full of integrity, respect, honor, all of these things, it will become easy to find or get hold to marry. So these are signs of a broken society that needs immediate repairs.
Thank you, Dr. Joybeth Njavnui, Mr. Remarkable, live from Houston, Texas.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
He has unpacked a lot. Ada Toyin Abiola, my friend from Nigeria. Let's start from where he ended.